1794, Monty Franklin. Like I said, if he didn't say he was a comedian, I wouldn't know he was a comedian.
Are we rolling now?
Yeah, a very nice guy for sure.
Yeah, he seemed like a great guy. You're really shitting like.
He seemed like a great guy. I think he's going to shit on the next guy, I hope. That's where all your ire comes from. Yeah. Because Monty was great.
Yeah, he was great.
Seems like a guy I'd want to be friends with, had really intelligent things to say, wasn't out there fucking dropping jokes. He was just shooting the shit.
He tweeted or Instagrammed that it was the greatest day of his life.
It felt like a great day.
Of his life?
I wish I could have been there for that one, man. That seemed like a really good time. I think I really like that guy.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is the quintessential Joe Rogan. Just shoot the shit.
About interesting topics.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
They had to start off the top with the complaint about COVID.
Yeah, they got the blue line underneath. I saw that.
It's like
we have a bunch.
There's we do now for this too. But it's just like the levels of overness. Does that make any sense?
No,
they're over it. Like it never happened.
Gotcha.
Oh wait,
it's still sort of happening. I feel it. Like
Joe got COVID again.
You said it got twice, eh?
Joe.
Yeah, Joe got Omicron.
Omicron, yeah,
and just didn't mention it at all.
That's his right.
But why? Is that because it doesn't play into his whole not getting vaccinated thing?
But did he not mention it?
He did not mention it. This is the first time I've ever heard of it. I'm telling you, man. I was like, whoa, hold on a sec here. I don't care, man. I don't care either way. Get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. But it's weird that when he got it the first time, he talked about it. And then this time, it was just totally swept underneath the rug. It's odd. You don't find that odd?
You see more than it. I did not even, like, you're right. He said he got it twice.
It's also
I heard that, but I wasn't like, there's a cover up going here. Like,
it's not a cover up. It's weird.
It also brings up, who did he have to reschedule? Because he said he came in and he got tested because he was like, I'm not feeling well. And then the nurse was like, imagine. And then
you're not going to believe this yet.
So that means that he went in to do a podcast, because that's the protocol now, right? He goes into a podcast, everyone gets tested, and then they do the podcast. So I wonder who got bumped or rescheduled. It's interesting.
Well, it would have been recently.
We also know he was in Hawaii, so he was on vacation at some point in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, we don't know when.
When did he say he was in Hawaii?
They were talking about kangaroos, and he was just talking about he was just in Hawaii. They're still in lockdown.
Oh, I didn't hear
there,
that.
And I gotta get tested 6 times.
I must have been so fixated on this COVID cover up that I couldn't.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So
I didn't hear it or bring it up in my notes.
But that also backs up some older points of ours that, like, he clearly in this Spotify deal has like some sort of, there has to be something in a week. So he obviously is banking.
You think he has a minimum?
Of course, yeah. And I think he's banking episodes. If he knows he's going on vacation, he's recording like 4 extras.
We've noticed with current events and stuff.
Yeah, it's all wonky, the timeline. Sorry, Simon, go ahead.
Nothing. I was just saying, I think, and you know what? I don't know.
Okay.
It's weird that he wouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah. Noted. He talked about the performance visa, and it's like,
it doesn't surprise me that you don't find it an interesting tidbit either.
I'm telling you, I did not think about it at the time till you said he mentioned he had COVID twice. I said, yes, he did mention it was COVID twice. And like, you're unfurling it to make me like, for him, it's over. You know what I mean? Like,
but why not talk about how he got over it quick and everything? Like, either way,
just
why wouldn't you? Yeah, if that's your stance, and which is fine, I don't care.
I feel like maybe we missed it.
I haven't heard, no, because people would talk about it, man. You'd hear it on the news. They tried spinning it in a way. Joe didn't get vaccinated and he got COVID again. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, but would they? Because it's like Joe got COVID again and again didn't die. And is again.
Everyone's getting COVID.
Somebody would talk about it.
Well, maybe.
Somebody would talk about it.
I don't know.
I think.
It's a good question.
Jesus.
It's a good question.
Come on.
Hillary Clinton just got COVID. Like, I don't know. It is over for a lot of people. The performance visa, $20,000. It is, that's what it is. You can't, there's no one who can prove that they're the best comedian in the country. so he let me in.
I mean, it should be easy enough for an Australian guy. You just say, look, how many Australian comics are there?
But like when you go to the work,
You don't have what I'm offering. You don't have to be the best, I don't think. You have to have something that an American comic can't offer. So
not
he
just
can't
comedians.
he can't do a better Australian accent impression than you can do an Australian accent. You know what I mean?
but like, does he do a set in front of the visa people?
It's also, guys, it's not just performers.
You have a resume.
It's not just performers. It's anything. That's how you.
This is what
That's
this
how
is
you
what
get
I'm,
the visa. You have to
that's what
prove
I'm
that-
saying.
And I'm arguing you just do $20,000.
I mean, maybe you may be right.
Like, think about it. If you're just a Joe Schmo can't do anything, you'd be stupid to do that. But I think anyone could get a performance. Like,
I don't believe so.
Or they could also say, no, you're not coming in. They don't want too
I
many
know.
Joe Schmoes just for 20 grand because
But what-
20 grand only gets you so far.
anyone who thinks that they have some sort of talent is not got a lot of money.
It's not a
And for you to put up $20,000
forget
is
it.
like, you want
Forget
this.
forget a talent. That's not correct, because if you're trying to get into the United States and you're a
Swimming instructor.
carpenter, you have to convince them that you are offering something in carpentry that they can't get from their own citizen.
Or get lawyers and come with $10,000. That's what I'm arguing.
Yeah, and
It's
I'm
all-
telling you
it's
that-
all
And
just money.
No, I'm telling you that's
I
that's
disagree.
incorrect.
You guys
because
think there's merit involved.
well,
There
yeah,
is.
because $20,000 is great. It gives them a little bit of money, but then you're a part of, like, then you can go on welfare. You can milk the system for way more than $20,000.
Listen, the 20 grand, Kamar, is more just like that's what you have to get to the table. That's really how they look at it.
I disagree. I think that's what you need to get in.
Why? You think they can take your 20 grand and then
No, they don't take. First of all,
Yeah.
that 20 grand is for lawyers. But the point is the U.S. is like, we don't even want you in this country if you can't afford the lawyer to potentially work the paperwork to get in. Because
And if you can,
because Simon, like you're
Could
saying,
take time.
Simon, like you're saying, if you don't have that 20 grand, you're gonna fucking come and milk the system for all it's worth, right? But if you have that 20 grand, you're probably somewhat well-to-do. But Kamar, I know tons of people that have been denied.
let's start a GoFundMe for Kamar
Yes, yeah.
to try and get into the States to
picking
be
up-
a comedian.
You're picking up what I'm putting down.
I think they will say no. We don't want
The
you.
fans will definitely say no.
And I think I think the visa office
correct.
would say
You
yes.
are right.
Human beings will
Yes.
say no.
Yes.
But yes, maybe the office
If
will
you're
say
going
yes.
to
I don't
commit
know.
a crime, bring a koala with you. I thought that was kind of funny.
Because they have the same fingerprints. Just put koala fingerprints everywhere.
Just have him roaming around the place.
What's the koala fingerprint thing?
He said koala's fingerprints match human fingerprints almost
They can't tell
identically.
the
Oh,
difference.
really?
So he said in Australia it's a big fucking problem because they're constantly like, imagine doing it in Canada though. They're like, this fucking koala prints all over the
Yeah,
goddamn-"
it would zero in on the guy with the koala. might have done it. But you might get away with a couple crimes.
Koalas are marsupials, eh?
Are they?
I think so. I'll look it up in a second.
I would say yes, they are marsupials.
Marsupials are the weirdest
A kangaroo
creatures.
is also
Yeah.
marsupial.
So they give birth to like a fetus, and then that fetus climbs back into the womb pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Like inside the pouch
Yeah.
is just, it's so gross, man. It's gross.
To them, it's the miracle of a life.
Dude, I saw a video the other day of this Australian guy dressed up in a kangaroo costume with like a huge pouch, and there's this baby kangaroo in his front yard, and he runs up and he gets on his knees and opens the pouch, and the kangaroo hops in, and all of his fucking Aussie friends and him are losing it, like, oh my God.
On
I
the
laugh.
internet. On the internet.
Of course, on the internet, yeah.
Do you think
Marsupial.
Well, good work, son.
you hit it on the park?
And sorry, just before you go on, Kamar,
And there's more.
have you ever seen that video of the guy saving his dog from the kangaroo?
Yeah, of course. That's they talk about
Kangaroo
this.
has him in the. Do they?
Yes.
Did you listen to this episode?
The kangaroo has him in the headlock,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
they
he
talked
runs
about it for
over.
like 10 minutes.
But it's funny, eh? Because he like
He
punches
boxes
the kangaroo in the
Yes,
face,
yes,
and then he
yes.
squares up again. Oh, you were about to talk about this?
No, that's what this is in reference to.
I didn't know that was what it
like
was in
Monty,
reference to.
all the comments below that video are like, this guy's so lucky to be alive.
Oh, totally. And he realizes that he like gets caught up, and he squares up, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get out
Like
of
we were
here."
talking about what you do with dogs and that.
Yeah.
The reaction you have, you don't realize that this kangaroo is going to fuck me up.
But wait, there was a few comments that said because he squared up, the kangaroo was like, oh, fuck, this guy's showing like serious dominance.
Respect.
And that's why the kangaroo didn't immediately.
And he punched him in the face.
Yeah.
And he probably hurt him. It was like that kangaroo was like, "What the fuck?"
Fucking right, he hit me with a good fucking left hook.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Maybe he has like a really good right hook.
He's got
you know?
that Aussie left hook, yeah. Sorry, Kamar, I cut you off there.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm sorry,
I've been
Kamar,
able to hold on
'cause-
to it. Do foreign animals know they're foreign?
well, they're not foreign.
They're not.
You're foreign to a
The
foreign
tiger
animal.
born in captivity, because they're just talking about
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I understand. now what
animals
you're
out of
saying better,
captivity.
yes.
If you heard a tiger's voice and it was in captivity, would it have an accent? That's what you're asking.
Or does it know where it's from? Like, does it have a sense of, I'm here, this is...
Well, if it was born in the jungle and then put in a zoo, I imagine it would know that was different.
I think so too. But if it was,
Also, if you're born in the jungle in Asia, you're used to seeing a lot of Asian people.
yeah,
And then all of a
but
sudden
if you're
you're
born
like,
in captivity by...
I don't think cats see like a lot of people on the reg. You think?
The camels, they're saying camels get imported to the Middle East because there's so many in Australia, which you don't think about. You think the Middle East is where the camel is.
Oh, I thought
the
that for
mirage
sure.
and all that
I mean,
stuff.
when you really sit down and when you hear that and you stop and think, you're like, it actually makes tons of sense. Australia is a barren desert wasteland in the middle. That's a camel's
Perfect.
fucking
Yeah,
you know what I
paradise.
it if you really think about it, it makes sense. You just never put the two together because they're synonymous with like Egypt and
Well, I just assume that most things, I don't know, they came from Africa and migrated their way. Like Egypt is in Africa, right?
Egypt is in Africa. Yes.
But we
the
don't
Middle
know.
East is not.
You know, that's a funny thing with all this stuff. We don't know what Australia was during Cleopatra.
Oh, well, this is so interesting. And I think I've told you this before, but they found Egyptian artifacts in Australia.
There you go.
And there's like a place where they think that, and this blows the whole traveling in the ocean out of the water too, that they would like go, Egyptian kings would go on vacation to Australia, pretty much in air quotes. They'd take a
rowers?
trip in a boat.
But you
in
don't
a
have
ship.
you don't necessarily have to hit the ocean to make that trip. I guess a
Just
little
hold
bit
on.
of
Yeah,
it.
you
Okay,
do.
Go ahead.
Um,
Only a little bit of
Egypt
it
to
though.
Australia.
Anyways, they would go in
Kamar,
a boat.
You just take the land the whole way.
They would go in a boat. They have the hieroglyphics from this place show a boat, whatever. I don't know. Or they walked. I don't care. They got to Australia. They went there because the Aboriginal people they're super old civilization, and they're supposed to be the most at tune with
The earth.
the
stars.
earth and, the sun god or whatever they were worshiping at the time. And that is crazy to think about, man.
Well, what's crazy to think about is if they do follow the shore before to know where to cut over.
Listen, the
Like, there's no
Egyptians,
I agree,
topography
yeah.
or whatever.
they were doing tons of sea travel long before the Polynesian expansion. That's one of those, like Columbus. It's all bullshit.
Just
man.
with rowers.
What are you talking about with sails?
500 rowers.
With sails.
I'm always they got rowers.
Well, they probably had rowers too, but sails are what did most of the work.
That's the most interesting. Whoever was traversing the oceans the first.
They were. It was
No
just.
maps.
It was a common practice. I think that that was one of those things where humans are like, no, they were too stupid to humans. Us modern humans were like, they were too stupid to be traveling by sea. That doesn't make any sense.
Is the compass upside down on the other side of the world?
No, it still points north.
Everything
It's
just
magnetic
keeps working
north.
the same, yeah.
That's why.
He's trying to lead us into a flat Earth trap there.
Dude, you know
I
what's
had to
crazy?
think about that one.
I saw this thing the other day. Jackets in World War II, like U.S. military jackets in World War II, they had buttons where if you took the buttons off, they acted as a compass. Isn't that fucking insane?
Yeah, that's like Swiss
Each
Army
button
shit.
was a compass. I think I've seen those before.
You could,
I
like,
thought they
you-
were cufflinks, but buttons make sense.
Just, we got to head that way.
So ingenious.
that feels
Fucking-
like Private Ryan stuff.
Well, it's funny too because when you watch like Band of Brothers, you realize that like all that training they did, like a year of training leading up to going, was all for something. You know what I
good
mean? Like the
school.
amount of shit that they ended up like, because when they paratroop in, they all ended up landing separately and like
Well, and just to get over the beach, like that's the craziest part, right? Getting in
beach
from
was
the
insane.
U-boats there. You're just a sitting duck, so you have to be so lucky to just make it over the beach to then have to survive.
Well,
like
that's what
you're
I'm saying, though. But then once you
years.
survive, it's the tactics of, well, how do we get up and in? It's nuts. It's crazy. And but whatever. Sorry. Keep going.
And then again, it comes up much later, but we keep it with the
The
Aussie
iron-
theme. Uhuru
So that's Ayers Rock.
was Ayers. I don't know. I think
Why he didn't say that?
because I think it's like a deaded.
Okay, but Joe didn't. He knows it. It's
Of course,
the dingo ate my baby.
course.
Like it's
It did seem odd that Joe didn't know
so.
what it was.
There's no way Joe does not know what this
He
is.
should have said Ayers Rock so that he
Oh,
knew
not
what he
Ayers
was
Rock.
talking
I
about.
feel like every postcard you're ever going to see from Australia is that.
But
Yeah,
he
I felt Joe was
He
just
saw the
playing
picture and
Yeah.
he didn't go.
He still didn't know. Yeah,
Do you mean Ayers Rock?
it's an amazing.
Joe-
And I
it's-
think we're going to get canceled
Have
for
you-
saying that.
Like Joe's been to
we're
Australia.
gonna get canceled for saying Ayers Rock.
Uhuru.
Sorry. Who? What is it?
Uhuru.
Uhuru?
I just let it sort of roll out there. Squeeze out there.
Have you been there, Kamar? No. eh?
No.
It's
in the
like
middle of
really
nowhere.
far from the
It's
middle
in
of nowhere.
And even when you go up somewhere like near the coast, maybe you can't see the water. You feel very in the middle of fucking nowhere. So I can't imagine if you
Where
go.
did you go to the weed city there? Is it
Nimbin?
Nimbin?
I didn't
okay.
have to go up there.
So Uhuru,
Yeah.
Uhuru, whatever
Uhuru.
it is, Uhuru.
Ooh.
It was like the highest point to meeting the star people, which is what I think Aboriginals believe in
Well, they believe that
Because
it
they
actually
do the-
came and was dropped.
by aliens.
Yes.
Interesting.
So that you could get 400 feet closer to them.
But you could have your Nimbus impact theory or whatever that guy talks about.
Nimbus impact theory.
Whatever he talks about. The great
Oh, the nearest
The driest?
driest.
Driest
that's it.
impactus.
I was closer. Driest impactus.
It's
You know what I mean? Stop saying that.
It's Graham Hancock.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's Randall Carlson.
Someone else's, but okay.
It's
It's
Sorry.
not theirs. It's
No, it's
like
someone
a
else's. That's
well-known
what I was
thing.
saying, yeah.
Something hit
It's
the
something
earth.
driest.
I'm sure, I was going to say it's probably Martin Dryas.
It's not Martin, it's not
Whatever.
Martin
Fuck, who
Dryas.
gives a fuck?
I keep wanting to say urban Dryas, but it isn't urban Dryas. It's
Taro impactus humidus.
upper Dryas.
Upper driest impact theory.
Is that right?
So it's not even a name.
It
The guy's
doesn't
name
even
wasn't
matter.
Upper Dryas.
It doesn't even matter. That's what it could be.
I love that you think you're going to spell it properly.
I'll just take a shot at it.
Tell me how you're spelling it.
No, I'll keep that to myself.
And at first Joe was like, why don't they let people climb on it? And it's like, no, it's like super sacred
That didn't work.
place.
I got drywood, period. That didn't work.
Kamar, where is it? Is it in like the middle of Australia?
Yeah.
Is it
It's almost like right
like
in
dead
the middle.
center? Like,
So
that's crazy.
again, the most sacred place is the place that nobody can get to. It all makes sense, right?
But people did. When I was there,
Yeah.
you could go there. There was trips.
Tours and
You'd
stuff,
walk
yeah.
on it, and no one was really.
Yeah,
And
okay.
maybe because you were able to walk on it, it lessened the experience of just staring at it.
I'm talking about before the cars. You had to like really want to go there. There was
By
no.
horse.
It was a.
You didn't go there by accident.
It
You
was
didn't
like
want
going to
Yeah.
Mecca. You were going through the desert.
And
It
you
was
wouldn't go
hard to
there.
get.
Where are you going to get water?
What?
No, he's pushing your point.
Absolutely supporting you.
He's saying if you want to go there, Simon, there's no water in between. You have to want to go there so bad that
Or
you're
know
willing
how
to.
to go there. I think is what Simon's getting at. But this could be an impactus thing. This could be a spaceship. It's weirder.
This could be a spaceship.
It's weirder that Joe didn't know what Ayers Rock was. Sorry, Uhuru.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie.
Than him getting COVID twice to me.
I didn't know either name,
Okay.
but when he was talking about it, I knew exactly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like there wasn't.
The postcard is
Dude, he might as
It
well
may
have been talking
be a-
about the Sydney Opera House.
It may be a wonder of the world.
I don't think it is.
Simon,
What?
is Huru one of the 7 wonders?
I
of
think.
the world?
I think it is.
I think it is.
I think it
I
is.
think
And
it is.
but
Wait a
it
minute. Are we
was.
talking about natural wonders?
Yes,
'Cause
of course. Not
There are 8 natural wonders
yeah,
of the world,
like,
I believe.
Niagara Falls,
The Babylon Gardens,
Gardens,
Grand Canyon,
Grand Canyon.
Uhuru.
Uhuru,
Are we
say.
sure of this?
We're
I'm
not
going to look
sure.
it up right now.
Are you?
8 wonders of the world.
The
8
pyramids.
Yeah, pyramids, wonders, Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. 7. I thought it was 7.
So 8 wonders of the ancient world, or
No,
8
because that's the thing.
of
Stonehenge is a
modern
man-made
world?
one, so it's not a natural one. That's what I'm saying. Like the pyramids are not a
Correct.
natural one.
No,
That's a
they are
man-made.
not. You are right.
Mount Rushmore is a
The
man-made
natural,
wonder. Yeah.
Mount Everest is one of them.
The natural you're talking
I
about.
think so.
The natural, yeah. We want natural wonders of the
Angels
world.
Falls.
In Venezuela, that's a good one.
Uhuru might not make it, man.
The Younger Dryas.
Younger Dryas.
Oh,
Cactus.
thank the Lord. I don't know if I would have been able to go on with this podcast if I didn't.
Is
figure that
Uhuru?
out. I'm going to look right
Wonder
now.
of the
Sorry.
World?
I'm on it. I'm right here.
You're on the
Grand
Wanderers?
Canyon,
Yeah.
Great
named it.
Barrier Reef,
Ooh, nice.
Victoria Falls,
Yeah, Australia.
Mount Everest,
Ooh.
Paracutin. I've never heard of that one. That might be like Machu Picchu area. It kind of looks like the Aurora Borealis, Halong
What?
Bay. I'm just reading.
Yeah.
Look, Uluru is there.
Okay.
Are you happy?
It is. It is.
But I don't think the,
But there's
the
a mil- listen,
Northern Lights
there's-
can
I
be
don't
on
think so. It's
there.
got to be physical.
Can I just show you guys? There's a million of them.
Yeah, no, but there's 8. There's 8 wonders of the world.
How about
Like
this?
since I was a kid.
Here. The original 7 natural wonders
7
of the
wonders.
world.
This is
Okay.
the one we were.
You're not
And
gonna.
then
Li-
one
you're not
more.
gonna like this
Yeah, I knew it.
One more is
You're not
8.
gonna like this.
Why?
because it starts with the Northern Lights.
No, man, no. The Northern Lights cannot be.
Oh, they are a wonder of the world.
Okay, can I read them?
Yeah,
to you?
please.
Okay, the Northern Lights, the Grand Canyon, Paracutin, whatever the fuck that was, Mount Everest, Harbor of Rio de Janeiro, Victoria Falls, and the Great Barrier Reef.
No, I'm sure Babylon Hanging Gardens was one of them.
Again, that's a man-made. If you want the man-made wonders, that's different.
Yeah. So what is the man-made wonders?
I think I named most of the man-made wonders.
I always thought it was 8 wonders. Maybe it's the 8th wonder, the Babylon Gardens. 8 wonders of the world. Okay, hold on. Here
It's
we
the
go.
Great Wall of China. The
Yeah, you
pyramids
see,
of,
this is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
yeah, these are the man-made ones.
Okay,
That's what I'm
let's-
saying.
let's do
Uhuru's
it.
not going
It's
to be
the
there.
Great Wall of China,
Yeah.
the Great Pyramid of Giza,
Yeah.
the Taj Mahal,
Yeah.
Colosseum,
Yeah.
Machu Picchu,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Petra, the Chichen Itza,
Okay.
Angkor Wat,
Of course.
the Hanging Gardens of Babylon,
Booyah!
Colossus of Rhodes,
Nice.
Lighthouse of Alexandria,
Okay.
Temple of Artemis, Parthenon, Statue of Zeus at Olympia, and that's it.
We get the
Seems like a
idea.
lot. Yeah.
It's not. It's not respected.
Anyways,
be
Uhurulu, whatever it's called. It's a crazy place, but it's right in the middle of, like we said, a very hard place to get to. And again, I think that all has to do with like
But was it
it
always,
being so
was
special.
it always that way? Is what my point is.
See,
As the
Was Australia always
Sahara
that way?
was all plush, Australia could have been crazy.
Oh,
plush.
absolutely. Yeah, right. I see. But either way, Kamar, it's still at the very center of
But it,
Australia.
it might
no?
have been the reason why Australia died and reborn the
Is it the very center?
Can I just
I don't
really
know that
quickly,
on record.
really quickly? This one has a different 7. Great Wall, pyramids, Taj Mahal, Christ the Redeemer,
That's the Bay
That's
of
Yeah.
Rio de Janeiro.
In
still.
Rio de Janeiro.
yeah,
Oh,
Colosseum, Easter Island statues,
Oh, yeah, that has to be there.
and
East Island, yes.
the temple in Myanmar,
And
the Bagan Temple and pagodas.
these are very arbitrary lists, anyways.
Myanmar is interesting because there's like civil war there.
Well, no, but when like Angkor Wat, that's an amazing. But
That's Cambodia.
there are so many. Stonehenge, was that on any?
Well, same with Mount Rushmore. That I was pretty sure Mount Rushmore was one of the man-made wonders.
That'd be a great thing, to line them up. And
Oh,
approach
they've done
rich-
that.
Do it again. Like just line it up and tell rich people it's a 7-month plan. You go to here, then you go to here.
Oh, I see. Line
and
it up
do
that
them
way.
the two
I
at the
thought
whole
you meant
scene.
line it up like it's amazing how these very Angkor Wat is on the same latitude as
No, I did not mean that.
Machu Picchu or
meant-
whatever that
Here's
sacred
one-
building
here's-
is.
here's
They're
another one
all on the same lines.
Here's another one we forgot. Teotihuacan.
Yeah, no, there's tons, man. There are
There's
tons.
a lot of cool things, but it felt like at the limited knowledge point when I was young, there were 7 wonders of the
The
world.
the Nazca lines, like those are amazing.
I mean,
you know?
putting together the trip of a
Yeah,
lifetime.
no, I gotcha. I think getting to most of these places is nearly impossible.
But once you line that up, you can spin and repeat.
Like Turkey, what's it called?
Petra.
No.
No,
Our,
yes.
our
Not in
favorite
Yes,
there.
yes. Gobekli
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 Tepe.
Tepe.
Dude, my brain is turning to mush. Gobekli Tepe. They've only excavated like 5% of it. They found 20 concentric circles. They think there's another hundreds more. They're never going to excavate it. It's just not in Turkey's plans to ever do that. They're worried about breaking things or there's not enough money. It's just,
It's usually money.
we will never see it. Well, it probably is they don't want to show us what's there and they're blaming it on money or they're blaming it on.
No, Turkey's in a lot of financial trouble right now, if I'm not
Every
mistaken.
place in the world is financial trouble right now.
You
No,
don't
but
think
Turkey's in a lot of financial
well, there'd
trouble
definitely be some billionaire out there who wants to like find the special stone that's buried at. You know what I'm saying?
right now. You're hoping in like a Drake's Conquest, or what's that fucking
I
video game?
imagine there are lots of look. They want to go to space. They want to live forever.
Hey, you're probably right,
That's
maybe.
how you do it, man.
Maybe he's right.
That's how it used to be done. It was rich people funding all of these archaeologists to go find whatever they found, you know?
The Holy Grail. It was usually the Holy Grail they were looking for.
No, but I'm even saying like when they unearthed the pyramids and stuff, those were all financed by private endeavors. They weren't being run by the
It's so fucked when you
governments.
see the photo of the pyramids from the other angle and you realize that there's a city
right there.
right fucking
Yeah,
there.
it's pretty weird.
It's nuts.
It's
I'd
pretty
like to go
weird.
there.
I also didn't realize until this week that Orion's belt lined up perfectly with all
Yep.
the pyramids.
They talk about Brandel Carlson.
look who's coming down the
What's his
road.
name talks about that.
Come
all
on
the
down,
time.
come
I
on down the
don't give a
road.
fuck.
Gotta ease on down, ease on
I mean,
down
it's
the
not
road.
perfect, and sometimes it lines up with like where it would have been at the time.
Yeah.
It's shifted a little
How
bit.
could it be perfect?
But like just the math of the pyramids lines up with like the circumference of the earth and the distance to the sun. They have all sorts of weird correlations that they've drawn.
Kamar, you got a few more points for Monty here before
They
we
talked
move on?
about Australian actors. And to me,
They
I
didn't talk
consider,
about Paul Hogan.
They didn't talk about Paul Hogan, and I think they didn't mention Guy Pearce. But, I mean, Chris Hemsworth and
The Hemsworth brothers. There's three of them, first of all.
Chris is shoulders above Guy Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
Yes.
Jeez,
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
He's probably one of the biggest.
I think so, but Russell Crowe, and they mentioned that he got in shape for a movie called Gladiator.
Oh, here we go.
What do you think Paul Hogan?
JRE movie game, the time has come again. For Matt and Simon to rack the brains to guess the budget in the box office. We all know they won't guess the year, and the Patreons are the real winners here at the JRE movie game. Come on, take it away, baby.
What do I think?
It's the movie game.
What do I think Paul Hogan's worth?
Yeah.
250 million.
I'm gonna say 52 million.
20 million. Wow, you really thought he was worth a lot of money.
I
eh?
thought
I
he
mean,
invested.
He owns Uhuru.
Let's
thought
also
he
keep in mind,
invested.
Simon. Usually, when you say something like, "What do you think this guy's worth?" You know, it's usually going to be like either $100,000 or he's made some really sound investments.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Paul
say-
Hogan. Listen, for him
I
to
thought
still
I thought he would be worth more. I thought he owned like a lot of
I did.
Australia.
Or
hold on,
Foster's or
hold
something.
on. For him to still have $20 million is incredible.
That's great.
Good for him.
And it's probably U.S.
Well, I fucking hope so, mate.
It's the movie game where Simon and Matt go ahead and see what year a movie came out, how much it cost to make, and how much it made at the box office. We're doing Are You Not Entertained?
What a great fucking movie.
Gladiator. And a great actor. And in my heart, he was born in New Zealand. Oh, they also didn't mention Mel Gibson, but I feel he's Australian. And I think he feels he's Australian.
Mel Gibson.
The Rabbitohs, they were talking about, like that's the Sydney. They'd be the big city, well-to-do, sort of nice area. You know what I mean?
No.
As you get further away from the water, it gets more like
Come on, talking to the mic.
it gets more
Rural.
city folk. Well, no, eventually it gets rural, but there's an inner city where it's a lot tougher. Australia's the best.
Simon, do you have a year yet?
Nope.
No, you should probably start writing.
Directed by Ridley Scott, starring Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, of course, Connie Nielsen, Oliver Reed, Derek Jacob, Djimon Houson, he's awesome, and Richard Harris. Oh, yeah. Inspired by the book from 1958, Those About to Die.
Man, I threw a fucking Hail Mary here. You have a year yet, Simon?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What year you have written down there, pal?
2003.
I have 98.
It came out in 2000, guys. I thought for sure there was like it just seems like the millennium.
Do you know what I did to work this out? If we have 2 seconds here.
98.
I thought of The Sopranos. I thought of Ralph Cifaretto. Remember, he was like constantly
What
talking about
season
Gladiator.
was that in?
I believe it was season 2, the one where he kills the hooker.
Matching it up.
I didn't know if does that match up. You think?
It does because The
Well, it
Sopranos season 1. Well, season 1 for The Sopranos was like 2000. So I just figured maybe it was like just pre 2000. But yeah, no, it didn't match up. We were both bang on in the middle. I already have all my shit written down.
Oh, you do, eh?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
Okay, hold on a sec.
Oh, hi, buddy.
He was like the biggest movie star in the world.
Yeah, for a while. I mean, when
At this
Gladiator,
point?
yeah, because I mean Gladiator, it was big. It won awards, didn't it?
Yeah.
Had to have won something. But yeah, he was huge. I remember I was at a hotel in New York with my aunt. This super fucking bougie hotel. I think it's called the Hudson. Super nice hotel. And my aunt was like, "This is where Russell Crowe threw a threw a phone at a reporter."
Yeah, he liked to get irresponsible.
Okay, I think I'm ready. I have no idea. Wow, this is tough.
Like I said, I threw a real Hail Mary here. Ready for these numbers?
Okay, I'm
He
ready.
won 5 Academy Awards.
Wow. All right, I said it cost $60 million to make, and it made $628 million in the box office.
I said 70 million, 495.
Ooh, Simon, you're very close. $103 million to make.
Holy fuck.
$460.5 million.
It's not a win, but it's close.
I think that's like in,
Not bad, Simon.
in the
Yeah. I mean, $30 million
close
off
to
the
the
budget is
bullseye.
too much, but you were pretty. I'll give you the other one.
that's hugging it. That's getting in there.
I mean, I knew it cost a lot to make, and I knew it made a lot. After Braveheart, we all wanted more movies like that, and this fucking...
Do you think it's
Hit
weird
the
that they
bill.
didn't mention Mel Gibson as an Australian?
Yeah, probably, but good on them. Good on them,
Why
mate.
why is he Australian?
He is Australian.
He's from Australia.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Stop.
Usually
stop,
how it
stop.
works,
No.
man.
No.
Or he's
usually
from
how
New
it
Zealand
works.
as well.
Hold on. If you
he's
were
American, went to Australia, and came back.
Also, if you were born in Australia, spent like 6 months there, and then your family moved to the States, like, okay, fine, you were born in Australia. But
I think he has an Australian accent.
tell me you're fucking joking. You think Mel Gibson? Do you want me to pull up?
I do.
I think
I'm
he
not
was
looking- I don't
like
want to go
just
deeper
you
though
know
because I'm
playing.
not that
Yeah, I don't
confident.
know. I feel like he has an Australian accent.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And Mad Max that's an Australian movie.
That's his real voice.
but I don't know.
No, you guys are fucking retarded.
Where do you think he's from?
I don't care where he's from. He doesn't have an Australian accent.
Like when he's playing Lethal Weapon, he's using an American voice.
Dude, tell me you're
I
kidding.
don't know. I have no idea.
Tell me you're kidding. Let's.
I'm joking a little bit, I guess, but I could easily not be joking.
All right. We have to pull up a clip of Mel Gibson
Do
speaking
we?
and get taken down.
Do we really?
So that's what it is.
I'm gonna get him saying some
We'll look it up
seriously
for we'll look it up
anti-Semitic
for the
shit.
post, Joe.
He was born in 1956 in Peekskill, New York.
Who? Mel Gibson?
Gibson.
Oh, look at
in
that.
New York?
Wasn't even born in
Oh,
Australia.
he doesn't. Why do we think he's Australian?
Because he grew
hold on.
up in Australia.
Because he has an Australian accent. That's
Yes,
why we think he's
exactly,
Australian.
Exactly.
So are we gonna dial it back because you two laughed at me like he's born in Australia? You fucking idiot.
Yeah. No. We were.
You were mistaken, yes.
We were laughing at you because being born in Australia makes you Australian. That's why we were laughing.
He moved to Sydney, Australia when he was 12.
Don't try and twist this
No.
whole thing around.
Let me give you an example. My cousin, his dad's Canadian, his mom's French. He was born in Germany, spent like 6 months there,
Yeah.
and then grew up in South Africa. So is he German?
He could say he was German. Yes.
Okay, but I'm asking you, is he German?
You think he's South African?
I don't know what he is. I'm using him as
Okay.
an
Well,
example 'cause
no,
it's
that's a bad
perfect.
example. No, let's pick a clearer example. You know.
I mean, he has a Euro and a Canadian passport. So
If you were born in Germany, Matt,
yeah,
and you moved here when you were 5,
yeah.
are you German or are you Canadian?
Do I speak German?
You tell me you're the German.
Well, if I've been there for 5 years, I probably spoke some. So yeah, at that point, you're probably German.
So it's just the amount of time that you spent there.
Well, yeah, and if you picked up the language, like I think that's a big one too. Like I said, like if you spend 6 months as a baby in a country, does that make you German? If you're then spend the next 35 years in the U.S., I think you're more American than German at that point. Are you not?
Well, if you become a citizen, I imagine then you're American. Okay. But up until that point, you're German.
Like Keith is American, right? Or I guess he's born in Canada.
I think he was born here. Yeah.
Okay.
He just
moved there
has
when
the
he was,
ability to.
12, because his dad won a injury settlement, like in the 50s, for $145,000.
You're talking about Mel Gibson.
His father
Oh, I thought
got the
Yeah,
settlement.
gotcha.
And
I was
we-
like, stop
relocated
wearing all that laundry.
his family in Australia, but he's an Australian permanent resident, an American citizen, and Irish.
And what about an accent?
so he's
got an accent,
Irish
of
as
course,
well.
Of course. He's got
He
an
does have an accent?
Yeah, I think so. This is how this started.
Yeah.
And that's the movie game.
All right, everyone stop.
Chico's like, don't look it up, Matt. Stop. I'm pawing your hand.
It's too
On
late.
July 9, 2010, RadarOnline.com
This
released a
piece
recording.
of shit. Just give me the fucking recording. What a piece of garbage.
On July 9, 2010,
I hate this The internet can suck.
You know what? You got to sign into my YouTube thing so there's no ads.
That's not an ad. What the hell is wrong with you? There was no ad there.
Oh, if you flex any more on the fact that you pay $20 a month, it's crazy.
2-1 here. Mel Gibson has an accent.
And he always will. And he always will.
They talked about the swimmer who miraculously went from 456 to number 1 because she didn't realize she was a she. What activities do you think are like gender neutral? They thought archery. I think curling. I mean, there's different things, but I feel like,
Pool.
and we're still waiting for it to come the other way
You're waiting for a woman to transition and dominate in
and
the
dominate
man's.
something, and then all bets are off.
I think you might have to wait a while, pal. Is that it? We're done?
He's a super lucid dreamer.
Oh, this was the best part. Okay. Yeah, because I've been trying to lucid dream.
Okay.
Joe just brushed right over this. This is the absolute most interesting thing about this guy.
He can just control.
I
his
had
dreams.
so many questions, like so many questions.
I think it's
This
because Joe doesn't believe.
this guy must have the best life. Listen, no matter how bad your day is, you get
Just go
to
to
go
sleep.
and just live
sounds-
this fucking video game. You can fly, you can do whatever. You're out there just banging people like
so much,
So true.
so much so that when he's drinking, he has to check himself and say, "I'm just drunk."
This
It's
is
a dream.
dude, it's amazing. I mean, the sleepwalking I don't like so much.
That's a funny story, though.
It is a funny
Like a
story.
big
yeah.
white gorilla, Michael Bisbick through the neighborhood, naked, screaming. Like,
But-
you just like pull down your pants and like bend over.
Dude,
Don't resist.
The lucid dreaming is so cool. Like, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. So I've been trying to train myself in the very least amount of work possible. Just preface it that way. You're supposed to like announce your intentions before you go to bed. Been doing that.
I'm going to get my dick sucked.
Whatever you're looking for,
Yeah.
you know.
What else would you be looking for?
But the other night, I wanted to fly. I've been wanting to fly. That's what I've been asking for. Because remember, I told you guys I've only flown a couple of times in my dreams. But when it happens, I run up the side of the building to get myself aloft.
Okay.
Have I never told you this?
I
Makes
probably
sense,
blocked
though.
it out.
So, like, the way I get airborne is, let's say this was like an outside wall. I would run really fast
Ramp
at
it
the
up.
wall,
Yep.
run a little bit up the wall, and then that bit pushes me up into
That's
the
how it
air,
works in
and
the
I'm
dream world,
flying.
man. Yeah.
And to me, it's like, because I have to do that, it makes it more real. As opposed to just like, oh, I can just like jump in the air like
Effort you
Superman.
have to put
There's
in your
something in whatever world I'm living in at that time.
Yep.
There is effort that is involved in flying. It's not just, you can fly, but it's not just you're jumping out of bed flying. You got to at least do a little bit of work. Anyways, so I've been trying to get back to that dream. That's been my plan. Haven't come close, but I did have a dream the other night where something happened that it was very real, like a very real world scenario. And what was happening was so clearly something that I wouldn't do in normal life.
Like fly.
It wasn't flying, but it was going into somewhere that I just would never go into. And in my dream, I thought to myself, Simon, you would never do that. You would never be here. But you know how in a dream, it's really happening so fast.
Yes.
And that's the part that I imagine he's able to like say, slow it down in order to take advantage, where a normal person is like, it really is. That's why I think anyways, that's why you have so many dreams in a night, because they're literally happening at like rapid speed.
Maybe at the same time. But anyways, I was right there, man. If I could have slowed the situation down, I would have been able to, I think. That's like that first step. You know how we said when I can recognize that I'm in a dream, that's when I'm able to start lucid dreaming. But he just can do it.
It's fucking amazing, man. It really is.
It seems like it might be attainable for anyone. As they talked about repetition, going on the road, everything, that's a keys to success.
I wonder if it is like, because I just told you I put the least amount of effort into it. This seems like something I would be willing to put effort into.
Sleeping rules. I dreamt the other day that I don't know if it was an app or people were doing it in real life, but they're playing hide and seek. But it was called Master and Commander. And everyone was like, it's the coolest thing ever. And I was just like, no, it's just hide and seek. And everyone was like, no, Master Commander, man, Master Commander. It was the weirdest thing.
You're not sure if this was a dream?
I know it was a dream.
Okay.
It hasn't happened. He liked Pam and Tommy and Batman.
Pam and Tommy.
Horrible.
It is really horrible.
You didn't see it?
I watched the first episode. I just wasn't interested.
No, but the acting's not good. It's terrible.
It's terrible. But Batman, you didn't think it was good. He thought it was amazing.
I thought Batman was also not very good. But I've heard lots of people say they loved Batman. It was their favorite Batman.
But let me ask you this. Have you seen it?
No, sir.
He mentioned how the director was like almost singular inspired by Something in the Way by Nirvana.
Yeah.
Did you notice that in the movie? Like it was like, here's the fucking Nirvana song again, or did it work? You don't listen.
I mean, I didn't notice it enough to stick in my craw.
You remember him saying that?
No, I don't remember him saying that.
Simon didn't listen to this episode.
I so did. I so did. I knew we were talking about Huralulu.
All you cared about was the lucid dreaming. You
Yeah.
tuned out.
Dude,
Absolutely.
I thought it was
everything
a
else.
hooroo. We should have done the lucid dreaming. Just a few points. He said the beer in Tasmania is the best because the water's untouched. I don't understand that. I think all the water is everywhere. I think that's
Then why
it's a wise
is Fiji
tale.
water so good?
Because it's
What about
it's
fresh spring water?
Yeah, but
It's not as good as Tasmania. Apparently,
what he's saying is, isn't there fresh spring water everywhere?
like it's
Like
all part of
everywhere
the,
where there's a
the
fresh
cycle of everything. Anyways,
Nope.
he said that was the best.
Kamar, there's a lot of places that have like volcanic rock that filters the fucking water like 10 times
That's-
over.
Like think about Yellowstone. You know, their special springs, they have their own special water.
But it filters water that was once in polluted Lake Ontario. I don't know. That's what I think.
That's the best answer.
Water
I
that
don't know.
was-
I forgot.
Like
to say
filters it up through the clouds, you mean?
clouds or through the rocks or through the soil.
So you think the water
Well,
from Lake
but-
Ontario goes through the soil to Tasmania?
It comes extracted out as
It goes right through the center of the
Water,
earth to
drank.
China.
Well, we know
No,
it doesn't
it goes
do that.
back up into the sky and it gets filtered, right?
sure.
I don't
It's
think
not-
the sky filters it.
Well, something happens.
Pollution's got to go somewhere.
I'd like to hear your.
I don't know. I just thought.
Well, don't
there
look it
was
up. I wanna hear your
So
opinion.
do you guys think Tasmania has the purest water in the world?
I've never had it. I don't
As
know.
his claim is. I just call bullshit, but
Well, wait, hold on a second. Like, you think that rainwater is as dirty as, like, let's say, a dirty lake water?
no, rainwater's got to be the cleanest water there is, right? Unless the cloud is dirty.
Do I think rainwater is as clean as lake water?
Yeah. Do you think it's cleaner than lake water?
I don't think all rain is the same.
Okay.
Well, like for example, if you live in China where it's super polluted, do you think the rain is filtered out through all that smog? You think that the rain comes down cleaner through all that smog?
I think something is happening where it's going back up into the clouds and getting cleaned. Kind of like
Interesting.
how you wash money. It's just
That is the stupidest analogy, but I like
it's
it.
getting
I love
cleaned and it comes back down and
The
it's
dirt's got to go somewhere.
It's good
though, right?
because then it has to feed the plants, and this is all part of the giant circle of the universe.
it. Okay.
I forgot to mention where they talked about Pam and
Now I'm going to find out what happens.
when they talked about Pam and Tommy. Tommy Lee got in touch with Joe to fight Kid Rock, which would have been amazing. But Kid Rock is from Michigan, not the South. I'm surprised Joe didn't know that.
At
I
one,
thought Joe said that. I thought Joe said that.
He said he was a crazy Southern guy.
Well, he
And I
said he
think
was a
he's gonna
redneck.
look-
Yeah, okay. I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's a small detail of
No, you're right. He's from Detroit. He's
It's not weird, like, but
He's like an
Michigan.
urban.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he's like an urban
Which
fucking.
still makes him tough as nails, and I'd probably beat Tommy.
Joe
Lee's ass.
was telling
Oh, I take Kid Rock in that fight
think so.
10
I
days
think so.
out of 10.
Joe was talking about everything that Kid Rock had at his
The
house,
golden
and I
shower.
swear to God, he was about to say he's so down to earth, and he had to like catch
Yeah.
himself.
Oh, wait, hold on. He has a gold elevator. Like building a replica of the White House is such a weird flex.
but bigger.
yeah, well, I mean, if
better.
you're gonna do it.
Like
yeah.
apparently the White House isn't very big.
I as the Nazi I am, I watched his interview with Tucker Carlson. He's all right, man. Kid Rock is just Kid Rock. Kid Rock does what Kid Rock does. I agree with him.
Simon, I guarantee you, Kid Rock had like an architect in, and he was like, "Okay, so I want to replicate the White House," and they brought the plans in, and they like laid it out, and he was like, "That small?" Like, all right, well, let's just
Like Joe
double.
said,
it.
he's been touring. He's just been killing it. The scariest part,
We gotta move on.
Yeah, they talk about a lot of stuff. Schizophrenia is contagious, so you shouldn't hang around a crazy person. It makes you crazy, like trying to adapt for them, and like I thought that was
Well, and it can distort your own sense of
Uh-huh,
reality.
uh-huh.
It's not contagious.
well. No,
like
I added that.
But it's like when you watch like a, it's like when you watch a white person talk to a foreigner. They change the way they talk completely. They turn into like a moron. Like,
Big Mac, small fry.
yeah, you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you can rate it. They talked about some other stuff, but comedy and
I give it a 3. I like Monty.
yeah, I don't know what I was thinking this week.
So there are 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms,
You
and
get this
6
week a 1.
levels in the residence. There are also 412 doors, 147 windows, 28 fireplaces, 8 staircases, and 3 elevators.
28 fireplaces.
It's a lot of dusting.
This sounds like a huge ass place to me. How could they fit all that into a small?
28 fireplaces that's the most overkill I've ever heard.
I give it a 3.
I give it a 3 too. Yeah.
But are they all? They can't be wood.
Well, what do you think? they're
lugging
burning?
wood all? No, they'd be gas fireplace.
I like how you think
qualifies.
Kid Rock himself is lugging wood, and he doesn't.
Or I
Have,
just having wood lugged through a house to 28 places.
I think most of them are decorative.
Yeah, or gas.
No, or that. Yeah. Simon, do you want to rate it?
Yeah, I give it a 3.25,
Oh, he's gonna do this.
a 3.5. He was really good. I liked him a lot.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
And my whole week doesn't make sense anymore. No,
Well, he gave the week a 1,
Yeah,
so he's
doesn't-
already.
doesn't make any sense.
I just said that.
I know
said
you did, yeah.
I blew
I'm
that
not
shit
really
out of the
hanging in
water.
here anymore with like any sort of credibility or sensibility.
Unless the next guy gets like a -4 or something, which you might do.